Hello, everyone. I hope you had a great week last week. I heard a lot about what was going on, and I think we were all really feeling that intense full moon lunar eclipse and oh my gosh, everything else going on. It's been really, really intense. But it's closing out. Good things are coming in. Expect powerful changes when those eclipse seasons start wrapping up. Okay, so whatever it is that you are striving towards, let's check in to see what is coming in for you for the coming week. This will be for November 14th to the 20th. Again, these are always general readings. So if the messages are resonating with you, great. It is up to you to discern when and where these messages can be applied to your own life. If they are not sitting with you, just leave them alone. That might be a message for somebody else. And with that all being said, we'll jump in. Oh, I do have my Linktree account in the description box below. I have some holiday specials going on, so be sure to check that out too. Okay, let's see what is going on for this week. So, well, before I jump in and get started, I love the pre-meditations for these readings or readings in general, because I usually get some sort of song to go along with the energy that I'm about to read into. And today, the song I heard was Don't Stop Believing by Journey. And it was like a full-blown scene in my head where there's fist pumping and everything else. And I feel like this message is really going to resonate for a lot of people who have been feeling this need to, it's almost just like you've been fighting for something, or you're fighting, you kind of just have put yourself to the extent that you're just like, I can't keep fighting for this anymore. And you shouldn't be, right? Like anything that is that hard and that complicated, sometimes when you really have to battle to get the things that you want or to fight for the justice that you're looking for, sometimes, and I'm not saying like be lazy and don't ever do anything by any means, but if you are to the point where you are tapped out, you are stressing yourself out, you are physically, mentally, emotionally burning out, that is your cue to surrender and release it up to the universe, because they are trying to co-create with you, or the universe, I should say, your spirit guides, whoever it is that you believe in, whatever energy you believe in, or you know what I mean. Something is trying to co-create with you, okay? So if you're going to fight for anything, fight for yourself. Fight for maintaining your own peace, well-being, and happiness, okay? So yeah, let's jump in and get started. But I do very much feel, especially going back to that song, Don't Stop Believing, don't give up, right? It's not about giving up. Saying that you're not putting in any more time and effort into something, it can actually be the best course of action to take if you have tried every avenue and you are just feeling burnt out, stressed out, and spent, okay? All right, let's see what the wrap up from last week was first. What can you tell us about the previous week, these eclipses, back-to-back eclipse season that we just had? What is the overall energy? Please and thank you. That is closing out. Okay. Right, reverse. Okay. This is interesting. So we have the Fool card in the reverse, the Six of Coins, and the Strength card in the reverse. What I'm getting from this right off the bat, like what is closing out is, especially with this Fool card in the reverse, again, it's just like whatever you were resisting surrendering to the universe, whatever you were consistently fighting towards, and just like I'm so bad for this too, because I'm a Virgo. I can be a little bit controlling, but I have a hard time sometimes just leaving things as is. I meddle quite a bit. And I think that's the funny thing too, is that we can be like, yeah, I surrender and I trust and I'm just going to let it go to the universe. But then if you're checking in on things and going, oh, but maybe if I just do this, maybe if I just try this way, maybe if I do this, you're meddling, right? You are not, anytime you bring yourself back into something, it doesn't matter how small it is, you are meddling, you are not trusting, you are not allowing the universe to unfold the great things that are trying to unfold for you, right? So with this Fool card in the reverse, I feel like what is closed out with this eclipse season is that, especially because eclipses are so intense and they basically push us, I was gonna say force, but I don't really like to say that we're being forced to do anything. We were being pushed to have no choice but to just go, okay, I see the lessons at hand. I see what is going on here. I'm just gonna leave that with you. And it's hard to do. It's especially if you're really wanting and longing for something, it's really hard to just fully let it go and to say, yep, I trust you. My hands are off the situation now. It's funny. Yesterday, I was really, really feeling it. I woke up and it felt like something wanted to just pop out through my chest. Like my whole body was vibrating with this intense energy. And finally, at the end of the day, and I had actually gone to see a healer because healers always need healers too. I was actually frustrated during part of the initial session because I was just like, I'm not hearing what I want to hear. I'm not getting the information I want to get. And it wasn't until I got home that it dawned on me. And it's just like, I wasn't getting the information that I wanted because that is not where the universe wants me to be. It's just like everything around me, everything energetic around me was saying, let this go. Release the timelines, release the impatience, release the need to know things that you're not meant to know. And it was so funny because I have mirrors, as you can probably tell, all over my apartment. And last night, every time I got up to go move somewhere, it was, I gotta write that down. And it was just download after download of information. And one of the things was, I'm looking at it right now. And I had this moment where I realized, it's not that I don't trust and believe that good things are going to happen to me or that the things that I want are going to happen for me, because that can be a big part of resistance in our manifestation. So if you're in this place where you feel like you really know, like that's part of that fight that I was talking about at the beginning. It's just like you're fighting because you know that you're deserving of something and you demand that something that you want comes to you. So you have this belief system, but then you're still causing resistance because it's not happening according to your timeline, right? And the whole point is you first of all have to believe that you are deserving of these things, right? This is a whole matter of making sure that your values are in check, your belief systems are in check. And I feel like this message is going to resonate with a lot of you who have been feeling this sense of frustration of like, I know I deserve these things. So where is it? There you go. Where is it? That's the key there. That needs to be released, right? Because just because it is not happening according to your timeline does not mean it's not happening. In fact, you asking the question, but when, but how, but why not now, blah, 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 blah. Why isn't it coming in yet? That is a lack of trust, right? That is impatience. So it's like, you know that you are deserving of things, but you're still missing that vital piece of saying, my partner, the universe, is going to bring it to me. So I just need to stop and enjoy the ride and let it come right to me, okay? This Fool card in the reversed is, again, you were pushed to the edge of that cliff and you had no choice but to go there because the universe was just like, trust us or don't. It's up to you, right? Are you going to take that leap of faith or not? Six of Pentacles and the Strength card in reverse. I feel like this is about, again, you might have been feeling that you don't have the strength and the courage and the ability to see through whatever it is that you're facing, but you're being supported, right? You are being supported, but you gotta remember with the Six of Pentacles energy too, excuse me, my nose just got super, super itchy. Definitely some guides hanging around because holy. This Six of Pentacles can be a bit of greed too, right? I mean, you want to make sure that you are giving and receiving, but you also want to make sure that you're not just taking and not acknowledging the support that you're receiving, or you don't want to keep giving to situations without realizing that you're not getting back what you're getting put in, right? There's a very fine balance that was at play in the last week. And I feel like for a lot of you with the Strength card in reverse, it was just this question of, is this ever gonna, I don't know if I can handle this anymore. I just can't handle it anymore. You were pushed here so that this could be in the upright and you could be nudged in the right direction, okay? So let's jump in and see what's coming in. All right, Spirit, what is coming in? Oops. Right, reversed. Okay. Let's start here. Two of Swords, Nine of Wands, Queen of Wands in the reverse. None of those energies feel really wonderful, do they? And it's because you're still fighting, you're still resisting a little bit, right? By a little, I mean quite a bit. So this week is really going to test you on facing certain fears that are in need of being closed out. Like the eclipse season brought up a lot of triggers, fears, emotional, just like the emotional intensity of the past few weeks has been whoa, right? But all of it was brought to the surface to teach you a certain lesson or to highlight a certain area of your life that probably requires focus, right? Like if you are trying to attract something and it is not coming to you, it's because you're not seeing something here with the Two of Swords, right? Blindfolded. It's just like, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. And when we get in this energy, it's like wanting to, what's a good example of this? It's like going into a store and wanting something, but refusing to actually pay for it. It's just like, but I want it. It's just like, okay, well, there's an exchange that needs to happen here, right? Like you give the clerk money and then you get to take home whatever item you want. And it's almost like being mad when the thing that you want isn't just freely given to you. It's just like, well, no, there's got to be some give and take here, right? But with the Two of Swords, I don't know why that was the example that came into my head, but I know that there was, especially because swords represent mental thoughts, communication, probably a better example I could have went with, but we're sticking to it. Somebody needed to hear it. So with this Two of Swords, again, it's being very closed off, right? She's sitting there blindfolded at a crossroads. The crossroads I feel for this is deciding whether or not you're actually going to take the leap of faith. It's just like you've been pushed through the ringer already and you've gone through the hardest part. I think with this Nine of Swords or Nine of Wands, sorry, it's kind of the universe saying, are you really going to give up now? Or is like this now where you're just like, nope, I am done. I don't want to do this anymore. And I feel you. I was actually in that energy yesterday where I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I have worked really hard and I'm not reaping the rewards of my efforts. So I just want to do nothing. And I think it's okay to sit there momentarily because, you know, when we're frustrated about something or we're, you know, feeling a certain way, it's trying to illuminate something for us, right? So we wouldn't actually know what we feel like we are missing or longing for or wanting to attract into our lives if we didn't have some sense of, but I would really like to have these things, right? But again, it's just like you can't expect to have it if you're not willing to do the work to get it. And more so with this Nine of Wands here in the right smack in the middle, it's just like nines are nearing the completion, right? Nines are about closing out something so that you can start a new cycle. Are you really going to give up when you're that close to the finish line, to whatever this is? Okay, I really, really feel like this message is for people who are at their wits' end. And I feel for you. I know how intense it's been. Remember that this is still Scorpio season. So this is about transformation, okay? You're clearing out a lot of heavy, intense things in your life right now so that you can transform and have your freaking glow up, right? Queen of Wands in the reverse there too. This is just a lack of confidence, right? Queen of Wands in the upright, she knows what she wants. It doesn't have to be gender specific. It's just, this is somebody who, the black cat in tarot also represents intuition, you know, that co-creation again as well, that partnership. But she knows that she's good because, first of all, she knows she's deserving of it, right? Going back to those values and belief systems. But she also knows that she's supported in getting those things that she wants. When this is in the reversed, it's almost feeling like you are not acknowledging that you are being supported at this time, and that the challenges and obstacles that are coming up for you right now are the closing out so that we can leave Scorpio season, because it ends, on the 21st, 22nd. We can close it off with a bang. And then we step into Sagittarius season, which is that fiery energy where we're just like, woo, here I am. I'm a whole new person, right? Be very cautious of this, right? Don't get into this. I feel like there's just a lot of fire and sassy energy coming out with these cards where it's just like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And it's funny. I'm laughing because I was very much in this energy yesterday during the day. And then it put me into a place last night where I just felt like, I was totally in a different zone and a different sense of body where I was just like, okay, sure, whatever, right? It's not that I didn't care, because of course I care. That's what this is all about. Like I'm striving towards something. I'm working towards something, as I'm sure if you're watching this and you're resonating with this message, you are too. But it's like, you want to acknowledge a couple things here, right? How far you've come. Take count of where you are at. If you have some sort of unfinished symphony, unfinished business, take a moment to reflect on everything that has happened over the last couple weeks that have come up so that you can close them out. Don't quit now when you're so close, right? Don't block out this last bit of whatever it is that you're needing to face and overcome so that you can complete this cycle, okay? And do not forget that you have the ability to get through it. It just dawned on me too that, I mean, the Strength card in the reverse and the Queen of Wands in the reverse in the same position for last week and this week. These are both fire energy, right? This is Leo, but I mean, Queen of Wands is Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. You know, this is saying like there is something in you that you are wanting and that you are longing for and that you've been putting effort and energy and action towards, and you're just not seeing it give. But it's not giving for a reason, because there is something that is trying to come to light for you, that because you're tired and because you've kind of been through it, you're just wanting to be like, no, I'm done. Don't fall into that mode. At least if you're going to be in that mode, give yourself a safe window to do it and then move out of it, right? I mean, I know sometimes it can last longer than this, but I like to say it's like the 5-minute rule, like where for 5 minutes you go, I give up. I don't want to do this. Forget this, forget that, and then let it all go. And then come right back to, okay, no, now that that is out of my system, what is it that I'm really trying to achieve here? And how do I move forward to achieve it, right? If you really want something, you need to be the one to figure out how to do it. If you really want something, then you have the answers. You wouldn't be presented with the option or the desire for something if you didn't have the ability to obtain it, okay? It's like you know, when you're trying so hard to figure out something like in homework in school, you could not for the life of you figure out the answer to a situation or a question, and you get so invested in it and so frustrated and so upset, and it's not until you remove yourself and go step away and catch your breath and come back that all of a sudden the answer comes right to you. That's a little bit of what's going on here, okay? Let's see, let's get some additional messages here. I love this. You're very close to achieving your goals. Do you see that? I wish you could have seen how quickly that card flipped out. You are very close. What were we just talking about? Don't get into this sticky, stubborn, I don't want to see it, I'm done, this is BS, right? Like, don't get caught up in that energy when you are so close to achieving your goals, okay? It's coming in here. Let's get a few more cards, please, and thank you, Spirit. It's time to release negative energy. Full moon in Scorpio. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Okay. I mean, I love this because this, what was I just saying about things closing out in Scorpio season? Scorpio gives us this opportunity to have incredible transformations. Eclipse season just closed out, which allows for incredible transformations, okay? There's things that are happening here and you are so darn close. Like, don't give up yet. Don't give up when you're right at the finish line. It's like running a whole marathon and throwing your hands in the air right as you're about to cross that line, okay? Any final advice, please, and thank you for the coming week. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it at this one card because I do wanna say something here. It's time to take action. This action, I feel like it's so funny because I felt this before I even jumped into this reading and then I forgot about it as I started going blah, 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 blah. It's time to take action. This for me is not, action doesn't have to be physically doing something, right? For me, I believe this taking action is about allowing yourself to remove that invisible obstacle that you have present in your way, whatever limiting beliefs you have, whatever blockages mental blockages that you have. I feel like getting that feeling for this card that is very much mental. It's time to take action towards removing certain fears that limit you from being who you really are and expressing yourself who you really are, right? With this bring love into the situation, bring love into the situation. It's like, if you accept yourself and you see yourself as being a confident, able, strong, independent, brave person, you will be that person, right? Bring love into this situation by every time you see something that maybe seems a little bit scary that you're not wanting to deal with because you're just tired and done dealing with it. Make sure that you do not limit yourself when you are so close to achieving the things that you want, okay? It is time to take action. If you want something, you need to find a way to do that. And I'm feeling very confident in saying this right now, that the only thing that's standing in your way is your own mental blockages, which is why you're being asked to release this energy, okay? Release this resistant energy, release the want to be in the know that's preventing you from taking a leap of faith towards the universe, who is just trying to help you out and support you along the way, okay? Anyways, I think I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe if it resonates with you, and I will see you next week. Bye.